I'm here with volleyball head coach Bruce Atkinson after the Tigers' 3-set victory against Hofstra. Coach, what are your thoughts on the game?
You know, I think it's nice to get the 3-0 win, definitely. You know, last night was a little bit of a heartbreaker, and, you know, it's sometimes difficult to come back both physically and mentally, and, you know, I thought that they did a nice job.
You guys had the 3-2 loss last night. Talk about your team's resilience.
Well, I think that the nice thing about this team is I think we have good confidence in ourselves, and I think that, you know, they believe that, you know, we let one slip last night, and, you know, I think that, you know, they knew that, you know, we were going to have to dig deep and play well tonight to come out with the win, and, you know, I think that I don't think that we played our best game, and there's definitely some things that we should have done better, but I think that, you know, they did what was needed to win tonight.
Early in the match, your team had quite a few unforced errors. Is there anything you said to the ladies at halftime to try and fix those?
You know, again, we're just trying to play our game. You know, I thought that the first set we did pretty nice job, and, you know, we had a high hitting percentage, and we only had, you know, a very few hitting errors in that set. And then things, for whatever reason, dropped, you know, and I think the main reason was serve receive. You know, we really struggled putting the ball where we needed it to be able to run the offense that we want, and we really struggled with that in the second and third sets. And, you know, we were fortunate to do just enough to come out with a win.
With the win, you guys lock up a spot in the CAA playoffs. Well, throughout this week, will you be practicing just, you know, running the offense, getting it in transition for next week?
Yeah, you know, we'll work on the same things we worked on last week and the week before and the week before. And, you know, there's so many things that we just need to clean up on our own side of the court. And, you know, I think that if we can do that, then, you know, we'll be in good shape going into this upcoming weekend.
Tonight was Susan's last home game. Talk about what it's like to have a senior leader like her on the field, on the court.
You know, she always keeps things light. You know, she's a bit of a jokester, and, you know, she still, I don't believe that she's reached her potential, you know, and so I'm hoping that we'll see that over the next few weeks as we go into playoffs. And, you know, she has a lot of potential. She's come a long way just in the last 2 years that I've been here, and, you know, she's been a great addition and someone who we're definitely going to miss, and going to be some big shoes to fill.
So in these coming weeks, you'll have George Mason first on this upcoming Friday. What are your thoughts on George Mason? What do you know about them?
Well, you know, they're traditionally a very strong team in the conference. You know, they're struggling a little bit right now, but they've lost a lot in 5, and so they're a very dangerous team. And you know, what I've said is all along is any of the teams in the CAA can beat any of the other teams on any given night, and so, you know, we're going to have to definitely play our game to be able to have success against them.
The Tigers will look to improve with 2 more wins this upcoming weekend. Now over to Kate with more.
Thanks, Ray. I'm standing here with senior Susan Gansor following the big win against Hofstra. And Susan, tonight was a huge game. You know, you're playing a CAA rival. It was your last game as a senior. Just talk a little bit about what's going through your head.
I'm just really happy. I don't know. I mean, other than that, I'm just really happy. I don't know. It was a good win, really. And it's good to go out on a positive note. You know, we had a tough match last night. 5-setter, lost 2 sets and 2 points. So it was really good to bounce back tonight and come out and get the win, especially for my senior night. It was good.
You had a big hitting night. So talk a little bit about how you were able to get on the attack tonight.
I mean, my attacking comes mostly from the passing and from the sets. Like, if we don't have good passes and we don't get good sets, then I'm not going to hit well. So I really give all the credit to the rest of the team, the passing and the setting and everything.
You guys started out pretty strong in the first and second set, and then the third set was a little slower. So how were you able to pick yourself up and win that third set?
We just pushed through. The third set's been a challenge for us this year, so we really made a focus to push strong and fight and come back and win in 3. That's huge. So
with the win tonight, you secure a spot in the postseason. So what are your expectations going into next weekend?
To win, you know, come out strong, make a statement for the rest of the tournament, you know, because I don't know, are we in for sure now? Is that what they said? So then, you know, just come out strong, make a statement going into the tournament that this is the team we're going to be, and come out strong.
Who are you most anxious to play this weekend? Who's the bigger rival?
I think for us, JMU, we have a little bit of chip on our shoulder from the last time when they were here and they beat us in 4 sets on our home court. So them definitely.
Your last home game as a Towson Tiger, how does it feel? Is it scary? You know, what have the last 4 years been like?
It's definitely surreal. I don't think it's hit me yet. I mean, it's crazy. It's just been great, really. coming in, as a freshman, not really knowing what's going on with volleyball and everything, and then making improvements all the time. And this year we're having a great season, so it's great to go out like that.